Chess 9LX is a very fun chess variant that is actually very popular among the top professional players. And the reason is that it allows them to be creative in the opening stage of the game without having to spend tons of time studying and memorizing openings before the game. Chess 9LX is actually very similar to chess. It has all the same rules as chess. The only difference is that the starting position of the games are different. You randomize the order of the pieces on the starting row, and this changes the game quite dramatically. The history of Chess 9LX is actually quite interesting. It was invented by the American world champion, Bobby Fischer, who originally called the game Fischer Random. And then at one point, people started calling it Chess 960, with 960 being the number of different starting positions you could have at the beginning of the game. And recently, St. Louis Chess Club rebranded the game as Chess 9LX to put their own spin on it for their upcoming tournament. So the way Chess 9LX is a bit different to chess. It has all the same rules in chess. All the pieces move the same, everything works the same. The only difference is the starting position. And when you rearrange the pieces at the start, it changes the opening a bit, it changes a lot of the creative strategies that go into the game, and it really forces players to have to think on their own right from the very beginning. So this causes them to spend a lot of time in the opening. They have to make a lot of really important decisions early on as well. And the games end up being very complicated and very sharp pretty much throughout. The time control is actually very important in Chess 9LX because players can't rely on their opening knowledge that they've memorized and learned from years and years of practice. So when they don't get a lot of time in Chess 9LX, for instance, in a rapid or a blitz time control, this can cause players to have to make some really big moves right at the start of the game, and they don't have a lot of time to do so. So this can lead to serious mistakes, huge blunders, often more commonly than we would see in a normal chess game. So for example, let's say we had position number 900. That would mean that the king would be on g1, knight would be starting on f1, white's rook on h1, bishops on e1 and d1, queen on a1, and knight on b1. And for black, all the pieces would be mirrored and on the exact same square. So king on g8, knight on f8, rook in the corner, two bishops in the center, queen in the corner as well, knight on b8, and rook on c8. So, for example, you've been playing chess your whole life, you know all the opening strategies, you know very well what you need to be doing in the first several moves. Now all of a sudden you've got this position, it's completely different than anything you're used to, and now you've got to figure out how to play this correctly from here. So what a lot of players do is they still try to follow all of the main opening principles that they use in chess. So things like controlling the center, developing the pieces, and perhaps most importantly, figuring out where the king is going to go, because you still want to castle that king and get it to safety. So if you want to have some fun with your chess game next time you play, I would encourage you to try Chess 9LX.
Thank you, Kostya. And it was back in 2019 in Oslo when Wesley So was declared by the FIDE as the official first Fischer Random world champion. He defeated Magnus Carlsen in front of a home crowd. And I got to tell you, I was there in Oslo. And it was crickets, crickets at the closing closing ceremony. Then over the years, the championships kind of been going around, and currently, Hikaru Nakamura. He didn't have to defend it, however, in 2023. I don't know why it wasn't hosted, but there you see the current world champion in Fischer Random, the bearded Hikaru Nakamura